We are live, Julie.
All righty. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan show. It's where we blend spirituality and practicality to help you live a life of purpose and joy. We've got Chris who's running the show. He's in the main headquarters tonight, and we've got Rachel on the YouTube live stream. So, got my peeps with me tonight. They're both fabulous, as is everybody that works with us at Ask Julie Ryan. Couple of housekeeping notes for those of you that are calling in. If you want to have a conversation with me, just go to askjulieryanshow.com. That will get you right in. And please stay in front of your computer, stay in the middle of your screen because you'll be on camera. And for those of you that are joining us on the YouTube live stream, I guess is what we call it, you can submit a question in the chat. Please just put your first name and where you're calling from, and then what your question is. We limit it to one question per person just so we can get as many people on as we can in our hour together. So, Chris, who's first? Looks like we got a question from our YouTube live stream. And again, we're at Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube. Hello, Sandy from Vegas. Hi, Sandy from Vegas. Will you ask my grandson, Micah, how I can better help him navigate this world? He's got Asperger's. Yes. All right. So, how this works is I'm going to connect from you, Sandy, to your grandson, Micah. I've already got him. So, we're communicating telepathically, and I've watched a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's hooked into you in Vegas, and then it's gone from you to your grandbaby. So, Micah, how can your Grammy help you? How can your grandmother help you? What I'm hearing from his spirit, Sandy, is to compliment him and help him focus on things that he's really interested in. So he needs to have wins. They're going to ask him to sit in a classroom and study this stuff in school, and he's probably going to be bored out of his mind. Most Asperger's kids are really, really smart. So if he's interested in rockets or bunnies or rainbows or whatever, help him learn more about those items and help him develop those skill sets in finding and researching about those items. The one thing that I've heard from experts throughout the years, both on the show and also in articles that I've read, many of them over the years, because I have a lot of clients who have a child on the spectrum, either a child or a grandchild. So I try and stay up on the latest research on it. But it's give them a win, give them something that they're really interested in doing and foster that love. And then it may change. He may be interested in bridges for 3 months, and then he goes to cars, and then he goes to horses. Just it's whatever the flavor is that he's interested in at the moment. So I hope that helps. Thanks, Sandy. Alrighty, let's see who's next. AskJulieRyanShow.com. And also, we're on the YouTube live stream at Ask Julie Ryan. Hi, Molly Molly. How are you, girl?
Hi, Stevie. I'm
Hi.
good. It's great to see you again. How are you?
Thank you. Terrific. Thanks. Please tell everybody where you're located.
I'm in Northern Virginia, right outside Washington, D.C.
Okay. Terrific. You got a question for me?
I do. So I've talked to you a couple times about this, and I also called into a July show about this. As you know, and just a reminder, or just to let everyone else know, I had a really bad experience last year where I was living in this apartment that ended up having a terrible mold infestation, and I got extremely sick while living there. And the property manager wouldn't fix it. They refused to let me out of the lease. It was just a really terrible, traumatic experience, and I'm looking for new apartments now after staying with friends and family for quite a long time. And last time I called into your show, which was in July, you told me to look in Arlington, Virginia. So I found an apartment there that I applied for this week. And I just wanted to ask you if this is going to be a good situation for me, if I'm going to be happy there, like, if it's going to be a better situation than my last horrible traumatic housing situation. And
Yeah.
I looked at a studio and a one bedroom, and I'm having a hard time deciding between the two because the studio has an amazing balcony, but the one bedroom obviously has a bedroom. So any
One
advice?
one bedroom I'm getting from spirit. I'm getting go after the one bedroom. I'm also getting that, yes, you're gonna love it there. And
Okay.
you guys,
Good.
Molly was really, really sick when we met. So
Mhm.
congratulations on you restoring your health, number 1. And number 2, you've been couch surfing with friends and family for a long time. So I'm thrilled that you're going to get your own place and be able to resume your life.
Yeah.
And yes, I
Yeah.
think you're going to love it there and I think you're going to thrive and I think the apartment's going to be just great. The one bedroom is what I'm getting.
Okay. Awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you so much, Julie. Finding a
Okay.
healthy apartment is so important to me as my next step. So I really appreciate that reassurance. Thank
You
you.
bet. Thanks for calling in. Always a treat to see your cute
Of
face.
course. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye, Mall. AskJulieRyanShow.com. We're on the YouTube live stream at Ask Julie Ryan. If you're going to submit a question on the live stream, just remember to please put your first name in and where you're located and then ask your question. And we're going to be taking questions from both. So, let's see who the lucky next person is. All right. Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth from Arizona. I have cancer on my face and some abdominal issues. Can you help? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you on my radar. And how that works for those of you that are first time listeners is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit. I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's going to hook into Elizabeth in Arizona. I'll have a hologram of her in my mind's eye and it's going to be as if I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI. Something will be identified along those lines. I'm going to go right to her face, and we'll see what's going on. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to you in Arizona, the other A state. All right, got you shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. I got the hologram of you in my mind's eye. Okay, I can see where the cancer is on your face. Looks like basal cell to me. So I'm watching it get removed. I'm watching it get scooped out. It gets encapsulated, and then I watch it get removed. And then there's stem cell energy that's going in, Elizabeth, in its place where that divot is, where the cancer was removed. And then stem cell energy looks like a light amber colored gel, has sparkles in it. Reminds me of Dippity Doo hair gel from the 60s and 70s. If you don't know what that is, look it up. They still sell it on Amazon. It's hilarious. And so there's that. There's a vortex spinning above your face and above your head, basically. And that's transforming this stem cell energy into new skin. These healings, when I describe them, first of all, the person with whom I'm working, whether you're submitting a question on the YouTube live stream or you're calling in, when we're doing a healing, I want you to envision what I'm describing because it's going to help integrate the healing into your body because the body's going to always follow what the brain's telling it, even if the brain doesn't believe it should be true. For those of you that are listening, I want you guys to envision what I'm talking about as well, because then we're all seeing the healing happening in our mind's eye and we're sending that energy healing to the person who's asking the question. It's kind of like the power of prayer. By the way, there's lots of research. I interviewed a gal recently who has her name's Lynn McTaggart. Will release in the next couple of weeks. You guys are going to want to watch that show because she's done research and she calls it the power of eight. And she has groups of 8 people focus on a certain intention. It's miraculous, the stuff that happens because that energy goes to the person that's asking for help. So, Elizabeth, I hope you feel better. I hope that helps with your face. As far as your gut goes, you got leaky gut. So, Dr. Maria Amasanti, AMASANTI.com, Amasanti.com. She can help you fix your gut, and that's going to help you keep your immune system healthy. So, hope you feel better. Thanks for your question. Let's see who's next. Angie. Hi, Ange. How are ya? You gotta unmute. Angie, can you hear me? Chris, I don't think she can hear me. You gotta unmute, girl, so I can hear you. Okay. Chris, I don't think she can hear me, so let's go to the next person while she figures that out. AskJulieRyanShow.com if you wanna have a conversation with me, and we're at Ask Julie Ryan Live on the YouTube live stream. Live stream. Makes me sound like a Vegas act. Live in Las Vegas. Actually, I'll be there in a few weeks, so I'll be doing some live stuff from Las Vegas, just not on the air, but it should be fun. All right, Chris, who else you got for us? Hi, Pam.
Hi there. How are
How are
you?
you? Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're going to talk in a couple weeks.
Terrific. I'll get you for a whole
Trying to get
hour.
my,
Okay, move
trying to
over
get
a
my,
little bit to the middle, to
yeah,
your right. Your right. There you go.
there.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Stay. Stay, girl. Like I'm
Okay.
talking to a dog. Stay. Tell everybody where you are, please.
I'm from northeast of Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay, great. What's what you got for me?
Well, tomorrow I am having a diagnostic mammogram. And a
Okay.
couple of years ago, at least two other past mammograms, I've had to go back for diagnostic and they've not found anything. But the
Mhm.
last time I had it done, when I had to go back, they said I had some weird tissue where it was like breast tissue inside of breast tissue. And it was hard to really get a good look. But they let me go and they said just come back again, get tested again. So I just was wondering if you could scan me and see if you
Yeah.
see anything. I don't
Yeah.
remember what side it is.
Okay. All right. When we're chit-chatting, I'm getting information downloaded into my head. I call those divine downloads, Pam. And
Mhm.
so I was getting to go to your left breast first. So I here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama to Fort Worth.
Okay.
And got you shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. I'm looking at you from behind the hologram that's in my mind's eye. Gone over to the left side of the left breast. I'll check both of your girls. So we'll make sure to see what's going on there. And I do you wear an underwire bra by any chance?
Yes.
Yeah. It's I see a lump on the left side of your left breast, kind of where that wire comes up under your arm.
Oh, under the arm. Okay.
Under the arm, and then I
Okay.
see little tiny they look like little blisters. Have you ever gotten a sunburn where you get a bunch of little teeny blisters?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I got that, and then I just used my fingernail and pop all of them in a row.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like underneath your breast too. This is from your underwire bra. It's not
Okay.
malignant. It does not look
Okay.
malignant to me.
Okay.
So I'm what I'm watching is encapsulated, removed. I always watch any kind of mass get encapsulated, even if it's benign, because we don't want those cells spreading. So
Right.
encapsulated, removed, leaves a divot in the breast tissue. We don't want you having dimply breasts, for God's sakes. So stem cell energy going in there, light amber color gel sparkles, dippity doo, hair gel, and you're probably not old enough to remember Dippity Doo, but I
Oh, I
sure
do.
do.
I
Okay.
do.
And then, vortex spinning in front of your breast, that's regenerating it, getting all these little beginnings of things underneath the wire. Let's go over to the right breast. Same thing on the right breast. The same thing. The one on the left
Really?
is bigger than the one on the right. So,
Okay.
removing it they're pink. When I see malignancy, they look brown or black, and they can look kinda lumpy. Picture a head of cauliflower. You know how
Mm-hmm.
it's not even? You
Mm-hmm.
got broccoli stalks, but cauliflower is just kinda all one big cauliflower mass, but it's lumpy. That's what cancer looks like to me. I'm not seeing any of that.
Okay. Okay.
What I recommend is do some bra shopping. I would
I
go
have been.
online. Yeah, and find some better technology. It's out there. The technology exists. Even wear a sports bra. That's gonna be better than wearing the underwire thing. If you have to wear the underwire bra for, like, a fancy dress or occasion or something, do that, but for every day, find something that'll give you the support you want and not have the underwire. I see this a lot, and
Okay.
they always just makes the radiologist nuts, and they always
Oh,
have to go back for more, um, tests and stuff like that, and I would say 99% of the time it's benign, it's just from the
yeah.
underwire bra. So,
Okay. Well, I
yeah.
appreciate it. Thank
You
you.
are so welcome, let us know how it goes.
Okay, I will.
Okay,
Thanks
alrighty.
again.
Thanks, Pam. AskJulieRyanShow.com. Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube live stream. Come join us if you wanna ask a question. If you're on the live stream, remember, put your first name and where you're located and then your question in the chat, and Rachel will help. Remember to subscribe. We're on all the podcast networks. We're on YouTube. You know, we have Ask Julie Ryan Espanol, and Portuguese is next. We're gonna try and get Ask Julie Ryan Portuguese up in the next month. So, and
Oh,
then we've got several other languages that are gonna come after that. So, trying to help people learn all this stuff and communicate with spirit. Okay, let's see who's next. All right, Bev. Hi, Julie. You're Bev from Melbourne, Australia. Hoping you're able to scan my 18-year-old daughter, and she has anxiety. It's been really tough for a long time. I'd love to know if there's some key reason we can attend to. Thanks. Okay, here we go. What we're going to do, I think it's B, actually not Bev. B. Hi, B. Sorry. I'm reading that with my glasses on, so look like Bev at first. Here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading down under. I watch my laser beam go on the curve of the earth. You know, it goes underneath the globe. You guys remember the old-fashioned globes? I still have my globe in our playroom, and it was Jonathan's, actually, our son's. And so got that going in. Okay, got you, B. B, I'm going to your daughter, asking her permission if I can scan her. She said, "Absolutely not." All right. I always ask permission if somebody wants me to scan somebody else. If they say no, then I won't do it. It's an ethical thing with me. But we can talk to her spirit, B. So, what's causing all of your anxiety that you're dealing with right now? I'm getting it's remnants of the lockdown before with the pandemic, but I'm also getting that her diet is less than optimal. So try and get her to avoid sugar and processed anything. Try and have her stay low on the food chain. If God made it, eat it. If man made it in a factory, do her best to avoid it. There's a guy named Chris Palmer who's head of psychiatry at Harvard University, and he treats the sickest of the sick, the mentally ill. And he shows that when his patients go on a ketogenic diet, that not only can they get off all their meds, the ones who have been sidelined for decades in some instances and on disability, they come off disability and they return to work and normal life. And he says it doesn't just eradicate the symptoms, it really heals their brains. And he also does that with anybody that's got depression, anxiety, is on the spectrum. I mean, the diet is just amazing if you can stay low on the food chain, you know, meat, veggies, fruit, that kind of thing, eggs, veggies, all that. And that's going to help her a lot. So, Chris Palmer, MD, Harvard. You can find his stuff online and lots of information out there of how effective this is. So, B, I hope that works. ChrisPalmerMD.com is his website. All righty. Hope that helps. Okay, let's see who's next. Sue. Hi, Sue. Sue from Chicago. Hi, Sue from Chicago. Can you tell me my spirit guide's name? I got Alfred before I even heard myself say the whole question for you, Sue. So I get Alfred. So, you know, you want to connect with Alfred, you just think of him And remember, spirits don't have a gender, but they don't care if we think of them with a gender just because it's easier for us from a human perspective. And our heads are big satellite dishes. They receive and transmit frequencies. Every spirit has a frequency they keep throughout all their lifetimes. So in order to get in touch with them, you just think of them. And that tunes our satellite dish head to their frequency. And it's like it opens a two-way radio communication. And you just say something. You either ask a question or make a statement, and they're going to answer you. How you know that it's coming from spirit is it's that first thing that comes into your head. Boom, fast as you can snap your fingers. And if you think about it for more than a couple of seconds, that's going to be your brain talking to you. So, and a lot of times when we first start doing this, we don't trust what we get. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's kind of like a muscle. The more you do it, you'll get information. The more validation you get, the more you trust it. And then it's just second nature. Everybody has the ability to do this. Everybody's doing it. We're just not paying attention and we're discounting what we get in our heads. So, hope that helps with Alfred. Sounds like Batman's butler to me, but I don't think that's who it was. So, okay, I'm cracking myself up here. Oh, AskJulieRyanShow.com. Ask Julie Ryan on the live stream on YouTube. Let's see who Chris has next. There's Nancy. Hi, Nancy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
I am well and so grateful to be here. I'm from Ontario, Canada.
Wonderful.
So my
Welcome.
question is, thank you. I have an older sister. There's only two of us. She's 72, I'm 67. I've
Yeah.
never gotten along with her. I have feelings from a past. My question is, can we carry feelings from a past life? I have been told that she was my husband and abused me and my children. And as soon as I heard this really resonated.
Yeah.
But I also know I'm here to get my shit together this time around.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great question, Nance. And yes, the answer is yes. We can bring in feelings and things from past lives. Everybody that you know in this lifetime has been a soulmate in past lives, perhaps many past lives. It's not that we feel badly towards somebody because of something that happened in a past life. Rather, what we're doing is we're exploring a similar script. Different perspective, different time, different place, different gender, different set of circumstances, but same basic script in that you're feeling abused, you're feeling like you don't want this person in your life, you're feeling like, I don't know what's up, but I just know I don't want to be around her. And I believe why that's in your path right now is for you to learn to be able to set boundaries. And just because somebody's a blood relative doesn't mean they have to be in your life if they're snarky to you. That's not okay. And it's okay to set boundaries. Send her love. Say, "Hey, I hope you have a great life," and move on. So I believe that's the big thing that you're exploring in this lifetime. And I like to use the analogy of Hamlet a lot when we talk about past lives. If you think about it, how many times has Hamlet been performed since Shakespeare wrote it in 1602? Who knows, right? Probably billions. But you think about it, it's the same script, but then we go into what are the variables? When was it performed? Where was it performed? By whom? What language? What was happening in the world at the time? Who were the actors? Who was the director? Who was the costumer? Was it inside? Was it outside? All those different perspectives, same script. So that's what I'll see with past lives. There'll be a semblance of a script that will repeat in our lifetimes, subsequent lifetimes, many scripts, with like lots of subscripts. And then we can create out of that. It's like, okay, you started in kindergarten and then you went to first grade through 12th grade. Well, when you're in sixth grade, you don't need to go repeat kindergarten because you already got the stuff that you learned in kindergarten and you're building on it. You're creating through that. That's the same thing, in my opinion, as how past lives work. Does that help?
Yes, boundaries, yes.
Boundaries,
She lives right
you
down the street from me, so
oh, for
boundaries
heaven's
are,
sakes. Yeah.
yeah, it does make sense. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, and it's not just with her. I think it's what I'm getting from spirit is that it's boundaries in many areas of your life, perhaps professionally, family-wise, friend-wise, and in other areas. So, it's just an opportunity to create the life that you want when you know what you don't want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for
I
calling.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Take
Oh,
care.
most welcome.
Bye, Nance. AskJulieRyanShow.com. Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube live stream. If you're gonna put something in the chat, just put your first name and where you're located, and Rachel will help us with that. She's the YouTube queen tonight. Remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts on YouTube. We're on Alexa. I don't think you can subscribe there, but uh, we're on all the podcast networks too. So remember, if you subscribe on YouTube, you're entered into a free drawing for a free class. Actually, the drawing's free, and so is the class. So you just subscribe and leave a review on YouTube. What you like about the show, give us some suggestions of who you'd like to see as guests. And then also, if you leave a review anywhere, whether that be on your podcast network, wherever you're listening to it, or on YouTube, even on Amazon, for any of my books, we give away a free session every month for people that have left a subscription, or I'm sorry, left a review. And we choose one every month. So give away a free session and also free classes too. On my Ask Julie Ryan Live, the fourth Tuesday of the month, I believe it's 28th this month. And I give away a bunch of free stuff there too. So join us on that, askjulieryan.com/live. And that's a blast. We do that every fourth Tuesday of the month. Okay, let's get another question up. Hi, Angie.
Hello.
How are you?
Can you
What a
hear me?
beautiful top you have on.
Oh, thank you.
Where are you, my
Thanks.
girl?
I am in Sun City, Arizona,
Okay, great.
but I'm originally a Georgia girl.
Oh, hello, darling.
Hey there.
Yeah. College football is starting down here real soon. All over the
Yeah.
country, yeah. The
Yeah,
Southerners just think college football only happens in the South. It's hilarious. I am a
I
graduate of
know.
the Ohio State University, and they're
I
always
am
in the
glad.
top 2 or 3, to 1, 2, or
Yes.
3, and it's a big deal. A lot of other places in the country. It's hilarious. So,
I'm well
anyways,
aware.
I digress. Are you a UGA fan?
I am a UGA fan.
Okay, good,
I have
good.
son and daughter-in-law that graduated from UGA.
Wonderful, beautiful campus. By the way, read in an article about that one of the sorority houses is haunted there at UGA, and I thought, "Oh, I
I
need
don't
to
know
go
about
help them."
that. You
Yeah,
do.
I do. I need to go help them. And so, anyways, I'm a big Bama fan, plus Ohio State. All right, enough. Did you have a question for me?
I do have a question, and it's about my daughter-in-law.
Yeah, what's her
Um,
name?
her name is Nicole,
Okay.
and she lives here in Arizona as well.
Mhm.
She's lost hearing in her right ear,
Mm.
and the doctor says it may or may not come back.
Oh, boy.
And so it's kind of strange. I don't know that he's really pinpointed exactly the cause,
Mhm.
but I was just wondering if you could scan her, and she did give her permission.
Good girl, setting that up. All right, I'm gonna hook into you, and then I'll hook into Nicole. Here we go. I'm getting it's viral, but while you were telling me about it, my divine
Okay.
download is this is a viral thing that's happened with her. So here we go. comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, and it's hooking into you in Arizona. All right, got you. Going to Nicole. Nicole, I'm talking to Angie. I know it's fine, is what she's saying. Okay, looking into her ear. Yeah, the eardrum usually looks pink to me, and hers looks gray. So what I'm watching is, the plastic cover that comes on the face of your cell phone that you peel off when you get a new cell phone? There's
Yeah.
that's like a coating that's on her eardrum. Excuse me, and it's almost like it's, uh, suffocating the eardrum. I know that doesn't make sense from a medical standpoint, but that's the vision that I'm getting in my mind's eye from spirit. So I'm watching that membrane get pulled off, and I'm watching stem cell energy get applied. Light amber color gel, sparkles, dippity-doo, and then there's a vortex spinning outside of her ear, and I'm watching a spiral. Picture, Ange, the Milky Way galaxy spiral versus a
Mhm.
vortex that you're looking at sideways. This is a spiral that you're looking at on the top, and it's spinning in a clockwise direction. And what that's doing, it's throwing the virus out of her ear. Viruses look to me like real watery beef broth.
Mhm.
And when I see a bacterial infection, I always see energetic antibiotic energetic antibiotic energy get applied, and it's a fuchsia color, like more pink than purple. So this is viral for her. Yeah, I'm watching that. As that spiral is spinning, what's happening is it's getting the virus out of her eardrum. Her eardrum's being repaired in this healing. While that's happening, I'm watching a corkscrew go down and clean out her eustachian tube on that side. Then that's irrigated to get any kind of debris out. The eardrum looks okay. It doesn't look perforated. She doesn't have a keloid on it. The eardrum looks all right. I get this as viral. So let's see. It's still spinning. Let's give it another couple of seconds to finish. All right, just finished. Now I'm watching the eardrum get stretched. I see this all the time in an ear healing. Imagine that we put a round clock on her eardrum, and the membrane on the eardrum's getting pulled in the 1 o'clock position. Now it's getting pulled in the 7 o'clock position, the 4 o'clock, the 11 o'clock, 3 and 9. And then I'm watching musical notes and sound waves bouncing off her eardrum, and then it gets tightened in some other areas. It reminds me, Angie, of a pair of bongo drums. The tone of the drum will be predicated on how tightly the membrane is pulled, on the drum. So I always see that.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to me that I see musical notes and sound waves, because I would think they would be one and the same when this is getting tested. But the audio engineer that put in my studio with all this red foam and, wired up everything, he said that musical notes have a different frequency than other sound waves, and that's why they elicit an emotional response with music. So, made sense to me. So,
Wow.
hopefully that'll help. Yeah,
Thank you
I
so
would
much.
I would just encourage her to get really healthy. The gut is the immune system headquarters, so tell her to be really diligent about her gut health, and I believe it'll come back.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling
And
in.
see you in November.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay, yay, yay! She's talking about angelic attendant training in Atlanta. So,
Yeah.
November 1st through 3rd, fabulous. Oh, it will be one of the most just enlightening, life-changing, fun weekends you've ever spent. You will
Yeah, I
have
can't
we
wait.
will you will have a ball with us. So, anybody
Can't
else who
wait.
wants to come join Angie and the rest of us, come on. AskJulieRyan.com, go to training, and, you'll get all the information there. Okay, let's see who's next. Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. She's in Ireland. Great. You got a question for us? I will be in Ireland in a couple of weeks too. You guys, I was invited to a weekend party at a castle in Ireland. Does that sound amazing?
Ooh,
So
wow.
I'm gonna be scanning it to see, if I see any druids, like druid spirits or whatever. But I just think that's gonna be a ball. Okay, here she is, Elizabeth. I've got so much going on from head to toe, body in lots of pain, skin extra dry as always, severe pain in low back. Please scan my body. Okay, here we go. Elizabeth in Ireland. So it's the middle of the night, girl. Thank you for staying up to talk to us. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading over to you. I love landing in the Dublin airport when I've been there before because all these planes are there and they all say Ryanair on them. I'm like, oh, these are my people. I got Ryanair jets. What better? How better does it get than that? Okay, got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. So you are full of inflammation. I've turned you around. The hologram, that's you in my mind's eye, going in to see you got a bulging disc, left side low back. You've got some vertebrae collapsing. Imagine that there's a spacer that a tile mason would use to prop those vertebrae up. And what's happening is when they collapse, when they start to collapse, they push the disc out, and then the disc is pinching a nerve. It's like pushing on a nerve. So propping up the vertebrae, getting that disc pushed back in, adding a little bit of stem cell energy on the disc because it's looking like you got a little disc degeneration too, which makes it not as fluffy as it needs to be to hold those vertebrae up. And then that's back in. And then there's this netting, Elizabeth, that gets administered. I always see this in back healings, and think of a goldfish net to get a goldfish out of a bowl or out of an aquarium, and it's put between the upper and the lower, excuse me, vertebrae, and it's going to keep that disc in, so it's not bulging and pressing on that nerve. And what's happening now is there's a vortex in front of your back, and that's gonna help heal all of that. Fun factoid about these back healings. When I get to talk to you, I'll remember you, but I'm not going to remember what we did in the healings. And so when I go back in and I'll be looking at somebody's back that I've worked with before, I'll say, Did we do a healing on your back? Because you got this netting stuff between the vertebrae. And they'll say, Yeah, you did. I'll say, Okay, great. Because I don't normally see it unless I watch it get installed. So, Elizabeth, I hope that helps. And she says, Yes, exactly. I love you, Julie. I love you back, girl. Okay. Thanks for staying up to talk to us. All righty. Let's see who's next. Eva. But it says, all right, let me put on my glasses. I can't read this one. Jamie from Sydney, Australia. My partner needs to go back to work. I wish he didn't have to. Do you have any guidance, advice, please? Thanks so much. Because you don't want your partner working? What's up with that? There's a story there. Okay. He has to go back to work. Can you be more specific with the question? I get it's going to be good for him. It's going to be good for you. Work isn't just good to give us income. Work is good for our psyches and our bodies and our self-esteem and everything else. So that's why people who retire but live a long time, usually they're volunteering somewhere and they're doing some kind of a group effort with people. We're pack animals. We thrive on interaction with other humans. So I think it's a good thing he's going back to work. Uh, yeah. So I'm just getting it's a good thing. The other thing that just came in is have him go ahead and start working. Don't wait for the perfect job to arrive because once he gets in with a company or an employer, he'll be promoted. Have him just do the job that he needs to do to help pay the bills and help take care of you guys. And then he'll climb to better positions once he's there. That came in really loudly into my head. So I hope that helps. Thanks. It's already Friday there. We're talking to her real time in the future. It's like a sci-fi movie. I love it. AskJulieRyanShow.com. Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube live stream. So, what's your question? We will ask the spirits and beyond and see what kind of answers we can get for you. When these answers come into my head, it's an amalgamation of spirit, which is God, the universe, your angels, your saints, your deceased loved ones, all the spirit guides, everything, the whole source thing, and mixes with my brain. And then that's where we get the answers, which makes it always fun. It's always new. I got to see a bunch of new healings today with my clients, which is always a blast for me. Even though I've done this with tens of thousands of people, I still see new healings. Okay, Chris, who you got next? Hi, Peter.
Hi, Julie.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay. I'm calling from Orcas Island in Washington State in
Yeah,
beautiful San Juan County.
wonderful.
I was recently diagnosed with heavy metal poisoning, and I
Ooh,
have a lot of lead in my system.
okay.
And I'm going through chelation therapy right now with a naturopath. And I'm just wondering if there's anything you can help me with a scan, or if
Yep,
there's any guidance that you might be able to offer, because I'm a little bit at wit's end.
yep. Only eat fish once a week, even if it's wild caught, because our oceans are polluted and there are lots of heavy metals in there. And so, it used to be we were told to eat fish more than anything else, but your best bet is grass-fed beef if you can get a hold of that. So, fish, you can look it up. Salmon's okay, but like once a week. Stay away from the really big fish, the swordfish, the sea bass, the shark, that kind of stuff, because it's full of heavy metals, number one. Number two, doing a heavy metal detox on you, Peter. Imagine there are two big U-shaped magnets that are on either side of your body. They're joined in the middle. They're going up and down your body. Like, think of a grain elevator. You know how it goes up and down all day long. And then it turns a quarter of a turn until it gets all the way around your body. All right, just finished. Pulled out metallic particulates. They look like little pieces of glitter. They can be sparkly like glitter, they can be dull, and then also fibers of metals. Some were silver, some were coppery looking, some were just kind of metally looking, some were kind of brown looking. But those fibers remind me of a piece of a steel wool pad that you'd use to scrub pots and pans in the kitchen. And so those are out irrigating any kind of metallic dust left. And there's irrigation fluid that's come in through the top of your head and it's flying out the end of your toes. So picture your feet look like sprinklers and the water's coming out the end of your toes. So that's what that looks like. You'll completely heal from this. You'll be fine. And then the other thing is I just added anti-inflammatory energy to you just to help calm down the inflammation. There's a liver cleanse happening too right now, Peter, that just started on its own. So imagine if I'm looking at your liver from behind, there's a spiral spinning in your liver and when it goes, it's spinning clockwise. So as it comes on the right side, comes down on the bottom, comes up the left side, it's throwing off this sludgy looking stuff that's in your liver, just toxins. And so as more and more of it gets removed, the liver's turning pink and looking healthy. So that'll help a lot. Be careful with the chelation. Be careful with any of the detoxes you do. If you're starting to feel really bad, back off on it, because sometimes there's so much toxicity that needs to be removed that it just overwhelms our organs and our bodies. So use your intuition on that. Pay attention to how you feel. I have many clients that'll take 5 steps forward and 7 steps back because they go through the detoxification too fast. So I'm sure your doctor will help you with that, but just be cognizant of that. All
Thank
right.
you.
You
I
bet.
really appreciate your time.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
All righty. Take care. AskJulieRyanShow.com. We're on the if you want to have a conversation with me, we're on Zoom. That's where that takes you, is to my Zoom link. And then we're on Ask Julie Ryan live stream on YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube live stream. So we've got that. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share this episode with your family and friends. If you know anybody that's a Spanish speaker, send them Ask Julie Ryan Espanol. That's growing really fast, getting wonderful comments from the Spanish channel, from people that are watching from all over the world, actually, saying, thank you for making these in Spanish. So my team's just doing a great job on all of this, working hard. Okay, Chris, who's next? Here we go. Jen. Hi, Jennifer in Texas. Can you please help me nail down the source of my fatigue? Leaky gut. That's what I'm getting. That just came into my head, Jen. Leaky gut. So many potential reasons. It's hard to figure out. Thank you so much. All right, let me get you on my radar. Here we go. Laser beam, Sweet Home, Alabama. Heading to you in Texas. As I've mentioned many times, I immediately start getting information downloaded into my head, and it gives me a guide of what to look for. It's kind of like I hear the answer in my head, and then I'm going to go validate it by getting you on my radar. And I'm like a human MRI. So I'll see what's happening. All right, got you. Yeah, yeast overgrowth, leaky gut. The yeast in your GI tract is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's thick enough that it reminds me of a roux. When you mix flour and water together to form a sauce or a gravy, make gravy, that's what it looks like. So I'm clearing that out, stitching up your leaky gut. So when the intestines get these little separations in the wall of the intestinal membrane, looks like if your intestines, if I took a box cutter in there and made little slits, and then what happens is microscopic particles of food and toxins from the gut get into the bloodstream. And then you get this plethora of symptoms that don't seem to match, and nobody can figure out what it is unless you've been trained on that. So leaky gut. DrAmasanti.com. She's the girl. She's your girl. Goddess of the gut. DrAmasanti.com. Oxford educated. She's brilliant. She's a MD, general practitioner. She does functional medicine, holistic medicine, naturopathic medicine, like all these other kinds. She's a graduate of my class, so she does energy medicine, and she will help you get your gut healthy in no time. And so the fatigue will go away with that, and you'll love her. She's a doll. By the way, we just re-released when I interviewed her on my show, and it's one of our favorite episodes. So if you go to AskJulieRyan.com, click on the show button, you'll see Dr. Amasanti, and it's on all the podcast networks on YouTube. Watch that video and you'll get a feel for her, and you'll see, you guys, why I recommend her so much. I mean, she's just really extraordinary. She works with people all over the world via Zoom. She's based in London, but the good thing about that is she can't give you any prescriptions. But let me tell you, everybody I send to her not only loves her, but they get well. So Dr. Amasanti, DrAmasanti.com. All righty. Thanks for your question. I hope you feel better. Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Julie. I'm in Spring, Texas. My 91-year-old dad has had a major stroke and mini stroke in Beaumont, Texas. He's in a Beaumont, Texas hospital, not doing well. Can you tell what transition number he's in? Oh, Kelly, I'm so sorry about that with your dad. What she's talking about, for those of you that think we're talking a secret language, we kind of are. The 12 phases of transition is what all of us go through as we're approaching death. And it's a configuration of angels and the spirits of deceased loved ones and pets that are there with us as we're transitioning. So hooking into you, Kelly, in Texas, going to hook into your dad in Texas. All right, got him. He's in phase 7 of the 12 phases of transition. What that means is angels are in a horseshoe around him. His parent spirits are at his feet. There are pet spirits there. His spirit is attached to the top of his head. It is out of his body. Looks like a speech bubble or a cartoon caption bubble. There are angels, two extra angels on either side of what I call the spirit bubble. And so let's ask him my 3 questions I always ask somebody as they're transitioning. Are you ready to go? He's saying, oh, absolutely. That's pretty emphatic. Are you in pain? He's saying at times, but they're doing a pretty good job of managing his pain right now. He says when the meds wear off, the pain can ramp up. What do you need just for them to let me go? All right, who's them? Your family, my family and the doctors is what he's saying. So check him and be sure he doesn't have if he doesn't have a do not resuscitate, a DNR, get that in place. Be sure he's got a living will. Be sure that he is has his regular will. If you can get all that put together, you can have a notary from the hospital that will come witness him signing it, even if he signs it with an X. Don't matter. Just if you don't have that stuff in place, go ahead and get it in place while he's still with us. The other thing is anybody that wants a copy of Angelic Attendance, what really happens as we transition from this life into the next, we'll give you a free download of the audiobook and the digital. Just go to julieryangift.com. julieryangift.com. We'll send you a free copy. So if you haven't read this yet or listened to it, it's going to help you a lot as you go through this with your dad. Share it with your family and friends. So julieryangift.com, anybody that wants a free digital and audiobook download, and we'll send it to you. We give away thousands of these. And the notes that I get back from people are just so heartwarming about how it's helped them, navigate their loved one's end of life journey and helps the person who's dying too. If they can't read, play the audio for them in the room. Hearing's the last thing to go, even if they can't communicate. And that'll help give them comfort and peace as well. Thanks for your question. Good luck with your dad. Okay, who's next? Hi, Anne.
Hi, Julie.
How are
Wow.
you, my girl?
I am doing okay. I'm actually calling I could talk to you for a full hour about me, but I'm focused on my daughter right now. She has
Okay.
breast cancer.
Oh, no.
They did surgery. She had 4 chemo treatments, and she's having a bunch of side effects. They're going to do surgery again, then radiation. And my question to you, is she going to make it?
Yes, she is. Tell me her first name.
Lana in
Lana.
California,
Okay. Where's she in California?
Santa Monica.
Okay. All right. And where are you? Is that where you are?
I am up in the mountain near Big Bear, Lake Arrowhead.
Okay. Yeah, I know where it is.
Okay.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hook into you, Anne, and then I'm going to ask Lana for her permission if I can scan her.
Okay.
All right. Did you talk to her about us scanning her tonight by any chance?
I didn't get a chance to. She's always going 20 miles an hour. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, up to you in Lake Arrowhead. Got you. All right. Going to Lana. It's going southwest from Lake Arrowhead down to Santa Monica. All right. Going there. Lana, I'm talking to your mom. May I scan you energetically? Will it help me? Yes, it could. Okay. She says yes. Then yes, is what she said.
Yeah, that
So
sounds like,
does she have children?
yes, I have 2 granddaughters, 16 and 14.
Okay. All right. So shooting energy from her feet up through the top of her head. I'm looking at the hologram of her in my mind's eye from behind. Okay. I can see where the surgery's been performed. It looks to me like it has metastasized. Now, I don't edit anything I get because everything's healable. So, and I figure who am I to decide what you need to hear? Spirit
Yeah.
working through me and with me. So it's in her lymph nodes. What we're going to do is we're going to do a lymph cleanse. Imagine there's a vertical oval tube in the front of her body. It's inside her body, but it's on the front. All her lymph fluid has gone into this tube. Reminds me of one of those tubes that you see at the drive-through at the bank, where you put you put the little
Yes.
container thing in there and it sucks it into the building.
Right.
That's what it reminds me of. We're doing reverse osmosis purification of her lymph fluid, like what they do with purified water. You know, you read
Right.
the side of a Dasani bottle, it says reverse osmosis purified. That's what we're doing. There's a hole that's open on the bottom of each of her feet. Any kind of the toxins in her lymph fluid are coming out the bottom of her feet. So,
Okay.
like purified water, we're keeping the fluid, we're getting rid of the toxins. That's number one. There's a big metallic dome that's come down on top of her body, and as it reminds me of the metal dome that would be on a plate of food with room service in a hotel when they deliver your meal. As it lifts off, it pulls out all the lymph nodes that have sequestered toxins. And lymph nodes look to me like little vitamin D capsules. They're
Mhm.
amber, and when
Yeah.
they've sequestered toxins, they can have black or brown inside of them. So those have all just gotten sucked out of the top of her head, and now she's being sprinkled with stem cell energy, and
Okay.
there are vortices that are spinning above her head, beneath her feet, on either side of her, front and behind her, all spinning concurrently. That's generating new lymph nodes. Heavy metal detox, like what we just did with Peter
Yeah.
Collar before you. 2 big U-shaped magnets joined in the middle around her body, going up and down her body. They turn a quarter of a turn till they get all the way around, pulling out the metallic particulates. So we've got that. Let's do a DNA healing on her. DNA is the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. When there's a mutation, that's when things go awry. So DNA looks like a strip of paper that you'd see inside a fortune cookie with fortune written on it.
Right.
And DNA is comprised of 4 nucleic acids. ATCG are the letters that represent those acids. One strand and can have 100,000 letters on it, can have 1 billion letters on it. I'm watching those letters get rearranged, resequenced, if you will. Imagine playing Scrabble in warp speed, where you move a letter up and over to form a word. Once that strand has been reconfigured, it snaps back into an X chromosome. Because, you remember girls have 2 X's and boys have an X and a Y. So I always see an X chromosome that comes out. You didn't know you were going to get a review of your 5th grade science class, did you, tonight, calling in? But
Thank
yeah, you are. So there are 7 strands of DNA that have come out of the X chromosome, and there are 3 strands of mRNA. What happens on those, how I can tell the difference is it's a clear background instead of like a piece of paper. Think of a return address label. Those letters
Yeah.
just get wiped off. We want to neutralize that. We don't want her being in a heightened immune response. So we've got
Okay.
that going. Okay. She's not dying. Her spirit's very much in her body. I wouldn't be able to do all those healings on her if she was,
Yeah.
because when the spirit is hanging on to the top of the head, the spirit's the power source for the body.
Yeah.
So when the spirit's out of the body, I can't see what's going on inside the body. In my mind's eye, it'd be like looking at an X-ray in a pitch black room without electricity.
Right.
I'm not gonna be able to see anything.
Right.
So, schedule a full hour with
Yes.
me, whether she wants to do it or not. You and I can work on her together. She's already
Yes.
given us permission. So
Yeah.
get on my schedule.
Okay.
Let's do an hour together. We'll do a deep
Yes.
dive, and
Sounds great.
we'll do all of that. I
Can
would
you do
have
me
her.
a favor,
Yeah,
Julie?
yeah,
Nobody's been able to do this to her. She's vice mayor of Santa Monica. She's on 20 boards. Could
yeah,
you get her to slow down and calm down? I
yeah.
tried.
Well, tell her this. The number one personality profile of breast cancer and
Yeah.
gynecological cancer with women is they're wonderful caregivers, not
Mhm.
so good at receiving.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is her body's forcing her to receive. from the
Yes,
doctors, from the healthcare providers, from you, from her other friends and family. So that's what's going on. And that's always present. Anytime a woman has breast cancer or any other kind of female cancer, it's always learning to receive. And
yes,
when we're really sick, it stops us in
right.
our tracks and we're being forced to receive.
I
So,
know that. Yes, I know that
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Julie, thank
schedule an
you.
appointment with me and we'll
Okay.
we'll we'll really do a deep dive on her. She's gonna
Okay.
be I think she's gonna come through all of this. I really believe she will.
I'm going tomorrow to be with her and do some Reiki on her and give her some
Great.
mommy love. She needs mommy love.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank
Keep
you.
us posted on how she's doing.
Thank you. Will do.
Thanks, Anne. Oh, that's so hard when someone you love is, in trouble like that. Well, that's it for this week, everybody. Thanks so much to those of you that joined us. If you'd like to join us again, AskJulieRyanShow.com and Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube live stream. We do it every Thursday night at 8 Eastern. So come join us next week. Sending y'all lots of love from Sweet Home, Alabama. Mwah! Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, good night.
To enhance your spiritual journey, click on one of the videos below and remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your family and friends.